Angel Reese makes feelings known on CBA talks with WNBA. Negotiation is not easy. Angel Reese demands fair pay for WNBA players as the CBA deadline hits 72 hours, with 84% rejecting the league's latest offer. Angel Reese isn't sugarcoating the situation. With 3 days until the WNBA's March 10th deadline to reach a new collective bargaining agreement, CBA, the Chicago Sky forward addressed the ongoing labor standoff during Team USA's preparation camp in Miami, where the players are getting ready for the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. Her message was direct. The players want to play, but they won't compromise on what they believe they're worth. Angel Reese raises her voice to be compensated as CBA's stalemate continues. Reese drew from her own experience negotiating endorsement deals to put the CBA impasse in perspective. She said that the back-and-forth nature of bargaining is simply part of the process. The 23-year-old emphasized that finding common ground takes time and that the players remain committed to reaching an agreement that reflects their values. Everybody wants to play, but all of us want to play at what we should be compensated for, Reese told journalist Kareem Copeland. So, we're just going to continue to negotiate. Negotiation is not easy. I talk to my team all the time. When I negotiate deals, you go back and forth until you come to a common ground of what we both can go for. I'm just going to continue to be a voice and do whatever I can as a young voice that knows that I do have a platform in this. We do all want to play basketball, but at the same time, we do want to be compensated for what we deserve. What makes Reese's comments notable is her willingness to engage. While some players have stayed quiet or deferred to union leadership, Reese has consistently spoken up throughout the negotiation process. She acknowledged her platform and her responsibility to use it, particularly for younger players who will benefit from whatever deal gets signed. The stakes couldn't be higher. The WNBA told teams and the union last month that March 10th is the final deadline before the 2026 season schedule is affected. The league has already delayed the expansion draft for the Toronto Tempo and Portland Fire. Free agency, which normally begins in late January, remains frozen. Even the April draft is now in question. Revenue sharing remains the primary obstacle. The WNBA has pushed for roughly 25% to 26% of gross league revenue over the life of the agreement, a figure that would represent a dramatic shift from the current economic model. The league's counterproposal centers on distributing 50% of net revenue, which amounts to less than 15% of gross revenue after operating expenses. There is also a substantial difference in the salary cap negotiations. According to a post on X by Front Office Sports, the WNBA wants a $9.45 million salary cap. The league's offer is $5.75 million. Such gaps have proven difficult to bridge despite months of negotiations. WNBA players face internal pressure before March 10th deadline. Reese's comments came during a turbulent week for the players' union. A letter from WNBA Executive Committee members Breanna Stewart and Kelsey Plum to Union Executive Director Terry Carmichael Jackson became public earlier this week, revealing frustration with communication between leadership and players during negotiations. Stewart, speaking at the same Team USA camp on Friday, said the letter was never meant to go public and that the executive committee has since held calls to address concerns. She said the letter was intended to get the entire executive committee back on track to pursue the best possible deal. The union surveyed its members this week on the league's latest proposal. According to the WNBA, 84% of respondents indicated they would not accept the WNBA's current offer. Players authorized the union's executive committee to call a strike back in December, with 98% voting in favor. Despite the internal friction, players at Team USA camp projected unity. Stewart said she knows Executive Director Jackson is leading the union in the best way possible and emphasized they want to do what's right for all players. Kalia Copper said she wants both sides to find something they can agree on quickly so the season can happen. Chelsea Gray emphasized the players' commitment to fair compensation. Reese reiterated what she said before: a strike remains an option if the league doesn't meet players where they believe they should be. She and her teammates will be in San Juan starting Wednesday for the FIBA Women's World Cup qualifiers, but the CBA situation will travel with them. The clock is ticking. May 8th is still on the calendar as the season opener, But that date means nothing if the two sides can't close the gap in the next 72 hours. Reese and the players are betting that their patience, their leverage, and their willingness to hold firm will ultimately deliver the deal they've been fighting for.